So in our last video we went metal detecting, and when I was over by the railroad tracks I was detecting just on the surface to see if I would find anything. And the metal detector picked up this, what looks like a rock, and it's really heavy. And in the comments of the video, some people mentioned, oh, it could be a meteorite.
I think we had 3 different people, at least, say could be a meteorite. So
we're gonna do some tests and
we're gonna see, is this a meteorite? So first we're gonna show it to you again. Here it is. It's a black rock, pretty heavy. It's not very porous, doesn't have holes in it or anything. Now we were reading about meteorites, and a lot of the common, we were looking up a lot of the common rocks that people think are meteorites or not, and we had some suggestions about coal and slag and different things. We're not really sure what this could be because it doesn't have the typical bubbles in it or, you know, other odd things, but it could be a form of slag.
I don't think it's coal because this is heavy and
yeah,
coal is light.
Definitely not coal. So yeah, we looked up all the testing that we could do on our own, and we're going to do it right now. So that's the meteorite in question. The first test is it heavy? Because meteorites are generally heavier than a rock of the same size. So Ashley found this rock. It's about the same general size. And we can see a standard rock is, you know, is 88 grams. And the meteorite in question, 202 grams. You can see that's a lot heavier than the same size. So,
and you can feel it, how heavy it is.
Yeah, it's super heavy. So that passes the first test. It's super heavy compared to a rock of similar size. The next test was the magnet test. Most meteorites are magnetic. They are, you know, I mean not magnetic, but is that the word? They'll attract a magnet.
Yeah.
Okay, most meteorites, there's 3 types. There's iron meteorites, stony meteorites, and iron stony meteorites. Now we tested it with a strong magnet, and it's hard to see, but you can see it does
stick a little.
When you bring the magnet close, it pulls the magnet. It does stick to it. It's a very light attraction, so that tells us if it was a meteorite, it's not an iron meteorite, which are mostly metal.
Which it would stick a lot.
It would be very magnetic, yeah. But this could be a stony meteorite where it has only bits of iron and nickel throughout it. But I don't know if you can see that. It does pull the magnet and it does stick. So the next test to determine if this is a meteorite we read was to do a streak test. And a streak test is basically where you rub the meteorite on something like this. This is the back of a tile, porcelain tile. And to see if it streaks. A meteorite shouldn't streak, or if it does, it should leave a brown streak. It's a black streak. Yeah, definitely black. So that's not good, but we did read that the streak test is not always conclusive and that you can give mixed results. Now the true test is going to be cutting it open and seeing what it looks like inside.
Yep.
If it's a true meteorite, especially since it's not super magnetic, it should look like, it should be lighter on the inside, but it should have flecks of silver metal inside, like iron and nickel. So if we cut this open and see little flecks of metal, we'll know it's a meteorite. If it doesn't have little flecks of metal, then it's definitely not a meteorite. So I'm going to be using my grinder to just grind off a little bit. So that's what it looks like inside. It's very metallic looking, just solid, you know, silver.
Yeah, and that's not what meteorites look like inside. It would be more black, kind of like this, with like a little bit of specks throughout of silver, and not like the whole thing.
So Ashley thinks this is ferromanganese.
Manganese.
Yeah. Which is man-made, not a meteorite. So that's a bad sign. It passed almost every test except for the streak test and this test. So for everybody who was watching and suggested meteorite, that was really cool. It made us do some research and we learned some new things.
Yeah.
But it looks like we don't have a meteorite, but it's still a cool find.
And maybe this will help somebody else out if they find something similar.
So there's our meteorite.
Meteor-wrong.
So we hope you enjoyed, and I think we answered that question pretty conclusively.
Yep. So that's all we have for you today, and we'll see you next time. Bye.